Okay, part 22 of From His Partner to His Prey. So, um, as it relates to the veteran benefits that Tyler was receiving, he was receiving benefits for his dependents. 3 of those dependents were in my custody. He had nothing to do with them. He had not seen them. By this time, it was 2012, 13, 14, somewhere in there. Honestly, we were in court back and forth for so many years. We divorced in 2012. We didn't get all of our child support stuff finalized and worked out until 2020, 2019, 2018, maybe 2018. It may have been 2018. 2018, 2019. Between 2018 and 2020 is when we finally got everything officially worked out with the child support. And what I mean by worked out is that he ended up getting full veterans benefits, and for whatever reason, I was informed that he did not have control over his finances, and it would be controlled by a lawyer, and that lawyer would ensure that we would receive child support payments every month and on time. So with the veterans benefits, now with my daughter's SSI, I know it sounds like I'm jumping around, but I got to make sure I give all the right information. With my daughter receiving SSI, any income that is brought into the home impacts the amount of SSI that she receives. So, especially if it's coming into the home for her or on her behalf. So, any changes to the child support, when the child support got regulated, that impacted her Social Security payments. When it was said that she was receiving veterans benefits, they tried to reduce her Social Security payments because they said that, she's getting this other money, so, we got to make sure everything is calculated properly. And I'm contacting them like, no, she doesn't receive that. She does not get any kind of veterans benefits. My children although their father is a military veteran, they do not receive any veterans benefits. They're not eligible for any kind of grants or scholarships or nothing. No health insurance. Nothing. They can't benefit from anything that relates to the military, being a military child or a former military child, whatever you want to call it. So he wasn't responsible for providing any of that stuff because, like I said, he told the judge that he separated and didn't have anything to offer. So everything was left on me. So when he did get those veterans benefits and they started saying that it was going to impact my daughter's payments, I contacted them and told them she didn't receive it. Well, I had to keep doing that repeatedly every few months because every few months I would get a letter saying that they were going to reduce her benefits, and I would always have to combat it. I would always have to go and say, no, that's not what it is. I would always have to call VA and get them to send me a letter, and then I would have to send that letter to Social Security. So it got to the point where somebody informed me that I should ask for an apportionment, which is basically a payment plan type of thing. So where the VA would take the portion of the money that he's getting for the 3 kids that I have, and they would, instead of giving it to him, it would give it to me. Well, I filed that apportionment and it was denied. I filed an appeal and the appeal was denied. I had to run that. That is what I ran all the way up to Congress. I contacted my congressman and put it all the way up to Congress. And they denied it. And they said basically because he was taking care of his children that they would not approve the apportionment. And by taking care of his children, they felt like he was paying child support. And in the last video, you heard me say that he was and he was not. Well, when Tyler was told what to pay, he paid the amount in, the very first time he paid the amount. The second time, he did not. The third time, he did not. Like, Tyler went and paid when he felt like paying. When he didn't want to pay, he didn't pay. So he would pay, and then he wouldn't pay. So that's what I mean by he was doing both. So they, like I said, Congress said no. I tried to run it up to them again. I'm letting them know, hey, he's over $10,000. I think at that time he was over $10,000 in debt in child support arrears, which is a felony. Okay, so according to the law, it's a felony, but nobody was, trying to do anything to help me. I couldn't get any guidance from. By this time, all of my military spouse friends were gone. Everybody had moved away. We were like the only people who didn't get orders to move because, like I said, the oldest has a special need, so they weren't going to move us around because of her. So it was extremely frustrating to hear that he's getting money and receiving payments for children that he's not even involved with. And then on top of that, the fact that they had reduced the amount of child support that I was receiving, and he was also getting additional money for them. It was very off-putting for me, like, to say the least. I was flabbergasted. I couldn't believe that the government was working this way. So he gets cleared and he gets to keep all of that. So I just have to keep constantly reporting that she doesn't get it every few months that they keep doing this, because they're not going to stop reporting that she receives these benefits even though she doesn't. So like I said, this is years that we're going through this back and forth, in and out of court. Mind you, my lawyer is helping me, but she's limited on what she can do for me at this point, because it's all just him, being in contempt of court. Like, we're just constantly filing contempt cases because he won't do what he's supposed to do by the judge. And we keep bringing up his statement. She can have him. Just tell me what I gotta pay and I'll pay it. And that's not what he was doing. So it was just constantly, like I said, a back and forth battle with Tyler about taking care of the kids. We get to a point where we have a hearing and we have to talk about changing the amount of child support. This was, I think, around the time when we find out that, the child support is going to be pretty much set at whatever this new amount is going to be. So they tell us to come to court. They set the date, and we get to court. They tell us that they're going to increase the amount. Tyler comes out at this time, I want to say this was between 2018 and 2020. He comes out and says that he can't afford the increase because he and his wife have 5 children. The judge asks, are you listed on the birth certificate of all of these children? And Tyler says no. And the judge says, which child are you not listed on? And he says the first one. And the judge is like, okay, so you're not listed on the first one, but you listed on all the others, right? Yes. Okay, so instead of us increasing this child support to $1,000 a month for her to take care of these 3 kids by herself, I'm gonna reduce it down to $822 a month, and that should help you out with you taking care of your family that you have. So, like I said, it was a constant battle back and forth between me and Tyler with child support. Ongoing, nonstop. At the end of this, at the end of the child support battles is when I found out that Tyler's secretary was his wife. And she was the one that was helping him do all the petty stuff that he had been doing the entire time from beginning to end. She was the one that was communicating with my lawyer, and she was the one that came into my house. She was the one.